Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Wolferton here, and welcome to episode 9 of our TNO USA Wallace F. Benny Boy tree. And the leadership of our boy, Wallace F. Bennett, of course. Oh, wait, hang on, let me just, gotta debug the smooth again, cause, who knows what could happen, so from where we left off, we're still doing the Civil Rights Act of 66. It was previously 65, but you know, we still gotta make sure that we have everything in order for ourselves. The West Africa War is still going on, as well as, well, you know. But this time, we'll see how unitary Indonesia government will be, how you say, kicked off the face of the earth. Oh wait, actually wrong. That was the wrong way to do it. Operation successful. Our mission was a success accomplished by men returning home from their mission. Well done, gentlemen. They get, oh, Yakovlev surge in popularity. Nice. The Permiesta government. The Prim Military Council. So while I make sure I give them a bit of an edge, we still gotta make sure we focus on West Africa as well. Let's see how West Africa is doing so far. The MPP run a lackluster campaign. That's good. Oh, we're already running a campaign in the Great Plains last time, I forgot. Let's see. First off, let's do a little bit of ARPA funding. Ease fear of American businesses, work with OFM businesses. Mauno Koivisto elected as Finnish Prime Minister. A change comes to the forest. I find it so funny the fact that the WAA, the F.M.A, and the PLAF are all fighting each other, which is just kind of hilarious, actually. All right. Italy's already within our influence box area, so things will be looking good for us. Okay, let's see. We're doing ARPA funding, so commit more troops a bit. Fortify the Orindingo region, and since I know that we're going to be supporting the Colombian Revolutionary Front, it wouldn't hurt just to have them be given a lot more extra troops. Cause you know, who wouldn't? There we go. The West Africa front is now just stagnating a lot, isn't it? Okay, we did the ARPA funding. Now let's get this show on the road. He's obviously exaggerating. A minor budget will suffice. because I'm a free market conservative, but I like to have my careful... Oh, we ran a mediocre... Darn it. Okay, let's see. Printing price replacement remote notes. Wow, printing replacement notes. That's just gotta be the most damning I've ever seen, ever. Oh wait, what was that, Finland? You already did what now? Oh yeah, I forgot, that's right. Foreign policy on the... Technical support? Increased presence in... Ooh, nice. Do a bit of intelligence analysis. Pipe radio. Fortify the Amazon region. Toggle ground troops. Oh, I can't send any yet. Okay. Well, it seems West Africa really be going slow now, but... Transfer of ownership of that to the French, and let's see how they'll handle with extra units. Okay, that didn't work, but I was mentioning more that. Yes, exactly. Free France will liberate or take over all of West Africa. What's this, a wedding in Sisi Mewit? Congrats to the newlyweds. Huh. Really? Right here, right now, they had each other and that was more enough. Congrats over to the newlyweds. It's all good. Appeal to the Mormons. Assure the Church of Latter-day Saints. Operation successful. We need to keep advising for coalition unity. Concessions to the Dixiecrats and Conservatives as well. Do not rock the boat, Bennett. Let's see. I don't think we can approach Michael Harrington a bit just yet. Well, maybe we can try a bit, just to be on the safe side for the progressives. Darn it, Japan wins the issue. We gotta double down our efforts. The working man still fights on. This will raise support for Silver Act with the progressives. Well, at least that's something to be proud of, at least. Let's see if we can help the progressives favor us. Huh. Italy now remains non-aligned then. Despite efforts of American diplomacy, replicated with ferocity by the Japanese Empire, Italy has announced it will not be joining any faction and will remain neutral between the OFN and Co-Prosperity Sphere. This is not what we hoped for, yet it could be much worse. God forbid the thought of the Japanese seizing the heart of the Mediterranean for their own purposes. Well, let them be neutral then. Contacts in West Siberia. Sounds like a good deal. Tell them we said yes and see what we got. Oh well, at least... Well, at least not unlike that, they're gonna join the German Spear again anyway. Let's see. I gotta keep checking on my, Gotta do a temporary tax hike to pay for this war. What about military austerity? We're not even sending troops to free France anyway, so yeah. Join the picket line. Let's see. Sic semper tyrannis. Keep at least hawkishness at 60%. That's all. That'll be all fine and dandy for me. Let's see now. We are a truly united Congress. Wait, let me see here. It's truly proud for citizens to see both parties coming to work together on financial reform. Both parties work together, our government is more united. Our country is unified, and our people and their faith in the United States is made stronger. The U.S. must be stronger financially to fight the despicable dictatorial regimes of Japan and the German Reich. That's really cool. Polls are updated now? Yep, Free France is just decimating the heck out of them. Now all that's left for Free France... Now all that's left for Free France and its two allies is to push into the Cameroon African state. Which I know they'll do really good, not gonna lie. And both MPP and the Progressives support is middling for the Silver Act. If I can keep that up to its bare minimum, I think I could get it to pass. That's all there is to it. All right, a consulate, nice. Oh, great! Now the state of Colombia is at war. Allow the West Siberians to establish a consulate. Free French victory. The torch of freedom in West Africa shall not be extinguished. Great, now the Colombia Civil War resumes. A mafia, money, and Stonewall gin. We open up to the queers. How about a hunting trip later on, then? A peaceful solution always seems impossible to begin with. Now, that is not really saying much. Or is that really saying much? It says armed peace in which Colombians live since the ceasefire was agreed in 1950. Wait, 1956? Okay, that's just crazy. Sell them the weapons. They might need it more than we do. Okay, let's see. Oh well, at least the... Woohoo! We ran a good R.D.C. campaign! A chance meeting, sure. Sure will, but not in the bathroom next... Oh, I know this one. This is talking about Boris Yeltsin and a young Bill Clinton. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? My boy. Who would have guessed indeed? Okay, let's see. Decrease the speed of things. Okay, middling. Check on foreign policy. We still got to keep up with the violence is at 100, but our war readiness is like at 25 or something. Search and destroy. We don't need to worry about Africa for the time being. Coordinate with Australian patrols. Discontent is down, but escalation goes a lot more. Let's see. Send in some volunteers. Let's see, send military advisors, send engineers, sabotage Colombian supply lines, and sabotage New Grenadan supply lines. Even the Germans wanted to get in on the fun with their units, but I'm not going to put any American boots on the ground this time. Ah, yes, the tick-tocking clock. Step by step, bit by bit. It's the old saying goes, slow and steady wins the race. History's shown us that most successful changes don't happen overnight, but take steady reform over many years to take their desired effect. We can make progress to make civil rights people happy while keeping segregationists on our side, rather than introducing reforms all at once. While we implement them gradually, this way conservatives are not shocked by a rapid paradigm shift in our culture. Progressives can rest easily assured about an oncoming change, albeit a bit more slowly. That's basically how you have to do it. That's basically how you have to do it, like step by step, bit by bit. The MPP runs a lackluster campaign in the Southwest. Oh wow, they just can't win, can they? Like, it's just kind of sad, really. But I love it. The military takes over Ecuador? Oh boy. One can only hope the evil cancels out the other. And that's not saying much, like I said. A light bombing campaign and large equipment shipments. Let's see how... Since we already got West Africa winning now, let's see how things are going. Woo-hoo-hoo, boy. Now that is what I call a mess for the Unitary Republic of Indonesia right there. They're already losing. Even their group in this island ain't gonna last long, though, not gonna lie. Yeah, they ain't gonna last long, fam. German Netzram is online. Do we have a new rival for technological supremacy? Yeah, we do, obviously. We need to be more conservative on our concessions to Dixiecrats and conservatives and denounce civil rights protests. Man, we're just running excellent R.D. campaigns everywhere. Or from mediocre to good, at least. The Upper South. Well, at least some of them are gonna be. Well, at least the majority are gonna be toss-ups. So, at least we're staving off the MPP for now. Let's see. Okay. The Silver Act. Let's see. Hey, where did the event go? The president has been working tirelessly to bring acceptable civil rights. Dear America, my dear Americans, of all our nation's distinguished characteristics, perhaps none are powerful as our brotherhood, ability to accept the faith. These accusations tear at the fabric of our nation. They tear away the core of our national fraternity and weaken us as a whole. If our great land is to follow our trend of unenviable progress, I say that these false allegations must be overcome, and we must trust in our brothers as we trust in our closest kin in the absence of with the absence of clear evidence. President Wallace Bennett looked up from his notes to the camera. My dear Americans, I ask you, trust in your brothers as I trust in you. Keep calm and compromise. And look, our current draft is basically conservative. Majority of Republicans and conservatives actually like it. Only half of the progressives like it. 5 of the nationalists only like it. 0 Marxists supports it, and the sovereignists will never support any presidential initiatives. And there are additionally 7 senators who have pledged to vote for the bill that are irrespective of a party's progress. The progressives have now relented. Grant the South favorable committee assignments. Basically it's the economy. Let's see. Semi-modern jet tactical bomber 1980. Let's see. Durable, terrific, waning, terrific, strong, but the coalition labor is lacking, poor, and terrific. And our durable support is waning like 65%. That's not looking good, fam. You could say that we're just basically above average popular. Yep, our group has just... The MPP runs a miserable campaign in the Deep South. Oh, re-elected in the Faroes. Elections in the Faroe Islands yielded victory for the incumbent president, Ednlir Patrus, and his left-wing party. Oh, democracy is now in action. Okay, finally, we actually were able to... Let's see. Okay, let's see. Military ship. What should we send in? Helicopters and old jets. We'll send those. Provide extra technical assistance. We're basically a long way from home, and it's a blazing torch of heck. Jean Kirkpatrick was used to hardship. She was used to tough conflict, uphill battles, and challenging odds. Hell, her entire geopolitical view, the Jean Kirkpatrick doctrine, was predicted on struggle, so it made sense she would expect a bitter fight for Virginia's 10th Congress district. She was expecting to have to fight tooth and nail against the nationalist faction of MPP Joel Broyhill. This battle, however, never came to be, as Jean Kirkpatrick easily won. An overwhelming victory of voters chose her, situated right outside Washington, D.C.'s 10th Congressional District, beneath from the progressiveness of the capital, in addition to having countless people who work on the Hill living within it. Countless staffers for both the incumbent president's party and those opposed chose Jean Kirkpatrick at the ballot box. She provided a better future for both Virginia and the country. There were 2 things that really swayed the vote, however, and made Kirkpatrick's victory assured. 1, or rather 2 buildings, the Pentagon and the headquarters of military, and Langley, the headquarters of the CIA. Members of both groups voted overwhelmingly for Kirkpatrick, seeing her value in line with their own. Her staunch hawkiness and commitment to fighting fascism was something to be admired, from the newest, greenest CIA agent to the highest general. Jean Kirkpatrick, or rather Congresswoman Patrick, was elated but not surprised. She had seen this as only logical outcome. Although she expected a harder fight, she was just where she needed to be, and could continue moving things forward of how she wanted them. She couldn't rest on her laurels, not yet. Congresswoman Kirkpatrick had a million things to do, from meeting her colleagues to hiring employees. She had been planning to be very busy, and she was. One thing was for sure, she was no longer in Oklahoma. Yep, she's no longer in Oklahoma, indeed. Wow, our group is just now. Now our support is just decimating both sides. Oh, elected in Uruguay. We will need to keep an eye on. We need to keep an eye on this fella right here. Wait, how was he elected? Oh, a conservative. Nice. The enemy within. The Silver Act is now fighting through Congress. The legislative branch now has to decide our fate now. The Bennett administration worked relentlessly on scrutinizing reviews regarding the Silver Act. The president collaborated with a multitude of secretaries within upper levels of the West Wing to finalize the bill. Vice President Ford declared the bill's passage has become one of the most prioritized plans of the Bennett administration in effect to aid the American economy. And yada yada. However, while the bill appears to be siding towards approval within Congress, there are votes within the U.S. that seek the bill's failure. Many spurned Southern Democrats have turned to the MPP's nationalists to find the bill to be distasteful, hurting current silver miners. Likewise, in an odd coalition, the Progressives branch of the MPP has outspoken members standing against the bill, claiming it'll hurt American jobs. All that's left is to see whether the bill will survive the battlegrounds of Congress. The legislative branch now decides our fate. Polls are updated. Let's check in on the horse race. All 28 Oh, wow. All 28 Republicans support our Silver Act bill. Cameroon collapses. Pan-Africanism is a dream so dear yet far away. Ha! Wow, so all Republicans support our bill. None of the Democrats support ours. 10 out of the 21 progressives support our bill. And only 12 out of the 23 of the nationalists support our bill. So I guess it means the bill will fail then, right? Or I think it'll pass, I'm not really sure. A Day for Tears. Walt Disney died of lung cancer at St. Joseph's Hospital in Burbank, California. He was 65 years old. Department of the Navy. Department of the Army. The U.S. Army has a long, storied history and acquitted itself well in the Second World War. It's not ready for a new generation, however, as some of the brass are quietly saying that the whole branch is too bloated and poorly optimized for challenges of today. That's understandable. Discontent will decrease, but we'll try and see if we can add more to our liquid reserves. Alright, we got Department of the Army, so at least that's good. Reflect, then decide. There is no better time to reflect in the moments of lassitude, when mind is slightly ajar, slightly more welcome as it tiptoes between consciousness and sleep. William Westmoreland found his 20,000 miles above the South Atlantic. The general turned governor turned general learned unpacking his thoughts was easier the more Quilmane shrunk from the cabin window, and by the time the coastline gave way to clouds, an endless ocean blue, the otherwise stubborn man's head was awash with what if, could've and should've. If only he had more men, more resources, more time, who could have who could have salvaged something out of a war, should have done that instead of it. Should have done this instead of that. The continent was left as left its marks on the man who lost it, tormenting him with the visions of potential cut short over time. John Lavelle had his own epiphany the night prior, underneath the star-studded canopy of a Luanda sky outskirts. He's done the best he could as Angola's mediator. And Cretin Abrams. He never quite got such moments until he found himself in his study. So what should they do? Like old blood departs as they desire, and so ends the all-African adventure for Abrams, William, and Laval. With Africa free, they can finally retire from military affairs in silence. Such story ends the Central African Republic. Or, with just one part of the world free, they all become field marshals. John D. Laval becomes a general. America still has a need for them yet. We done it, everybody! The Silver Act passes in Congress! We done it! We've done it out of all odds. Our currency is no longer pegged to silver. Our poverty rate will begin to improve, our interest rate will decrease, and our inflation will decrease by 2%. This will decrease any effective of an American Depression. Rural and urban Republican voters will vote. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh wow, Columbia, that's just crazy. A new party, a new Finland. Wait, what? How could... Okay, that's just making me question things. Oh man, they flamed out the Xingnan has come to power in... Oh man. Grumbles from Kanukistan. A total lack of respect. Now we grow further divided. Let's see. An acceptable solution, actually. It's taken a lot of careful balancing, but we have devised a strategy that could be palatable to both sides of a civil rights issue. We've taken on board criticism and concerns from both sides of a debate. We may have leaned slightly one way or the other, as many see it, but it doesn't matter. The point we're trying to get out is we have several bills lined up that should hopefully get the most of America on the same page. This includes a range of civil rights legislation that has taken on board both desires of civil rights movement as well as concerns of segregationists. To improve at the art of compromise is always key to solving American issues. OFN unity is still high, and that's the way I like it. Oh, now we're in 1967. Oh, 11 progressives now support the bill, 6 national senators support it, 18 Democrats now support it, and 21 Republicans support the president's initiative. Hold a responsible White House meeting. To stopping the spiral. Okay, I know I was a bit silent earlier, but let's see here. The moment the United States heard what the Council was attempting to do, a slew of people representing American interests within Greenland began pushing back. We didn't hesitate leveraging their economic stranglehold over the territory. Even the minor reforms proposed were soon abandoned by the Council as it was clear the Americans opposed them. They tried, and that was the best they could do right now. Oh wow, our inflation just went down from 6 to 5%. That is crazy. Ah yes, an acceptable middle ground solution. The moderate Civil Rights Bill is passed. Today, President Wallace Bennett successfully achieved a majority of votes in both the House and the Senate. Many more liberal-minded citizens are dissatisfied how the bill turned out, however. The bill was originally much more liberal and comprehensive, with far greater protection of the civil rights of minorities due to the need to compromise with conservative politicians in Washington. Several of the protections were loosened or simply removed entirely. Despite this, the majority of people across the nation are simply pleased that any civil rights legislation was actually passed at all. Not as good as we hoped for, but it's still a good one. This will increase the status of civil rights. So in 1967, this will increase status of civil rights. Nativist voters will support the Nationalist Caucus for 4 weeks. Rural, urban, union, and black voters will all trend Republican for one week. Well, the rural voters will. Well, except the rural voters will trend to more Republican for 4 weeks, and the South will begin to slowly calm itself down because of a moderate civil rights bill. It'd be like, all right, at least we got our voice heard, so we'll calm our butts down. So, national security works. Keen on upsetting our system and sentiments, agents from does the Civil Rights Act, and a progressive one at that, passed in Washington. Except that word from the leadership had been that Brother Bennett wouldn't stand with the moral majority, and now that the bill passed with jubilation in the North and teeth gnashing South, how would the West react? A congregant turned sadly to his neighbor. I can't believe the president would ignore the quorum of the 12 apostles and go forward with the bill. He always seemed like such a good man. Maybe he likes blacks more than God, came the dismissive reply. How can you claim to be a man of faith if you don't listen to the elders of the church? How does my soul look like it needs saving right now? American ideals. I know a man who once said the virtue grows in best of times of adversity. Huh. The Catholic America will raise our exceptions, and this will raise our relationship with the Dixiecrats. Nice. Aw man, England and Wales at war? Come on. Come on, Harold Wilson. Why you gotta do us like that? Like, come on. History in a makeover. Oh boy! This time, Edward Brooke becomes Black Attorney General, the first Black Attorney General of Massachusetts, a symbol of progress from New England. Now that's what I like to see. Oh wow. Now this is just glorious. This is just glorious. Like, the Second Patriotic Army under Alfonso Ubre Misas, they don't stand a chance against the Guadalupe Saldo Unda. Mr. President, you're gonna want to see this. At an aide's panicked call, Bennett marched into the chief of staff's office, irritated that his evening readings were interrupted. The White House staff, President and Vice President Ford amongst them, was huddled around the television showing Michael Harrington being interviewed by CBS. Why didn't you tell me you were talking with Thomas Monson, Mr. President? Why didn't you tell me you were talking with Thomas Monson, Mr. President? Ford whispered. Bennett froze as Harrington launched into his tirade. Anyone who pursues a career in politics or took civics class as a kid knows that the separation of church and state is sacrosanct. Every Kennedy had to dodge accusations of being a puppet of Rome, and I am no different. Even if I'm a lapsed Catholic. Harrington stabbed his pencil at the camera. So why does the Mormon Church in Salt Lake City have a direct line to the President of the United States? It'd be embarrassing if it weren't downright dangerous, especially given Elder Monsoon's words about the recent Civil Rights Act. Ford pulled Bennett aside. I'm not going to question your right to talk to your priest, but I need you to be straight with me now. Did Thomas Monsoon influence your decision on the Civil Rights Act, and should we say anything about it? Let's see. Well, I told Monsoon no. Harrington doesn't even have a full story about it. Oh, a basic civil rights legislation with a white and black hand holding together. Nice. Okay, this one is gonna be really, really something. Another country fall into the prospective re-emerging British Empire. Let's see. Shooting straight. A few days after Harrington's interview with Walter Cronkite, President Bennett stepped out of a White House, where a waiting throng of journalists fished for comments. Mr. President, regarding Mr. Harrington's statement earlier this week, is it true you've been speaking with the elders of a Mormon church about policy? On the question of whether I've been in contact with Mr. Monsoon, yes, I have. Bennett frank admission stunned the crowd into silence. But no, if you're wondering whether Mr. Monsoon had been a unique influence on my policies of my administration, he is not. But what about the Civil Rights Act? A reporter, have recovered from the initial shock, blurted out the obvious question. Well, if you actually tried reading the text of them, there are many points of which Mr. Monsoon and I disagreed on. Mr. Monsoon's opinions are well known, but we don't see eye to eye on everything just because we share the same faith. Bennett chuckled as the reporter's pen scribbled furiously. I don't know where Mr. Harrington got the idea that a man's faith is his policy, but it's a remarkably sloppy one. You come at the king, best not miss. and Bennett just has his relationship with the Church of Latter-day Saints raised back up. Raise our relationship with the Church of Latter-day Saints, nativist voters vote Republican, rural, urban, and union all vote Republican in 1 week. Haha, nice one. It's good to make sure you have a full picture before anything. Okay, let's see here. Or leave it to the experts. Ooh, nativist governors, another little... Oh man. Do we have to go with the southern area or do we go with the northern one? This one's gonna be a doozy of a pickle, I will say. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. The revolutionary victory in Colombia. He made sure that the... Ooh, nice. We're getting more supporters. Hooray! The free world grows larger every day. Prioritize buying Indonesian resources. This will increase our liquid reserves by that much. The army coup in Peru now? 2 army coups? Oh my god, this is just crazy. These are the voyages. To boldly go where no man has ever gone before. The Beach Boys release Smile. I'm picking up good vibes with this one. Okay, let's see. Now we have to choose either the voice of the people or leave it to the experts. State governors and local politicians are far more suited to deciding policy on matters of civil rights than federal politicians in Washington. While we can encourage them to take a more progressive tone on the issue, they should ultimately do have a final say on what exact reforms take place. After all, they were voted by the people of their respective states anyway, so they're clearly more qualified to make important decisions to what's best for their local communities and their states. This will dangerously lower our relationship with the Northern Democrats, but at this point, I really need to make it clear. We have not completed acceptable solution. The Revolutionary Cali Bowl of Colombia is inaugurated. Certified gold. Elvis Presley is back. The image is one thing and the human being is another. Only the Northern Democrats are middling with the party, which is kind of awkward. 1967 Expo opens in Montreal. Let's all go to the Expo. After years of working and planning, including building man-made islands in the middle of St. Lawrence River, massive infrastructure projects, and modernistic... Okay, that's crazy, but hey, you do you. The Patriotic Front victory in the 67 Laotian elections. The last bastion of liberty, but we're still in an American malaise here, which is kind of sad. Let's check on Indonesia. Oh wow, they still have yet to... Wow, that's actually pretty something. Wait, let's see for any other... Oh, so that's it? That's the only area still at war? Oh, wait, never mind. Victory for a free Indonesia. For now, only peace. Serve with the side of sambal. Alright. Now we're getting somewhere. We're gonna leave it to the experts on this one. Subcommittee upon subcommittees. American history is repleted with instances where laws are applied such that they are not applied at all, yet seems to be applied if observed at a glance. One needs to look no further than the Reconstruction era. Amendments for glaring examples, and painfully relevant ones, of that, considering that the President is planning to add to the long and hefty list thereof. After consulting with his advisors and party members in Congress, he has accepted the pursuing he accepted that pursuing any civil rights furthermore will invite more paralysis than the American political system can even afford. Capital and goodwill wasted on exchanging old allies for new and controversial stances is capital and goodwill not spent on curtailing America's rampant inflation or on containing, but neither can afford to be seen by the public as ignoring the whole issue wholesale. With this in mind, he turns to the congressman's second trusted friend next to the filibuster, red tape. If you want something done right, done after trying everything else, to modify is the same. But first we shall take to the floor. With our policy direction, let's see. Actually, if you have votes, I could recommend you strongly consider turning them against them. The referendum will be upheld. For policy direction mostly decided upon, it is time for us to convince the party to support our policy. While we are unlikely to change the minds of those staunchly against us, we can still win over those swaying in the middle who remain ambivalent by taking the lead in debates on the Senate floor. We can gain the necessary support we need to see our course through on its conclusion. All we need to do is get people on our side to talk to them. And that's really something important to know. Yeah, the Northern Democrats' opinion of this is very low. But, who cares? Federal Reserve independence. Our GDP growth and interest rate will decrease. Military Kenyanism. The weighted dice rolling. Let's see. American diplomacy is now at work. Let's see. Gotta keep on messing with the PPLN. Can't let them have the upper hand. Strengthen pro-American sentiment, intelligence analysis, and provide technical support. And let's see. Military equipment. Oh my God! The Democratic Labor Democrats are their coalition is nothing but squat, but their health faction is still durable. Overall, the coalition support is waning like 62%. Joining the picket line, budget spending surplus. Maintain a surplus for 80 days. Maintain surplus for 90 days or we will fail on the mission. Canadian Sentinel. Happy birthday, joyous anniversary to Canada. Speak to the moment. Don't worry, Bunny. We're not shooting anything or less. Support the reformist wing of their party. Let's see. Well, that's all the upgrades we have, so, yeah. R&D network is at 9, but the CIA networking is at 0, which is kind of odd. I shot the sheriff. As he fled, the outrage has built once more. Anti-Americanism in Haiti rises. Bomb the PPLN there, as well expand services there. And let's see. Oh, search and destroy there. I'm still doing it. National Security Works. Keen on upsetting our systems and sentence agent. Oh, wow. But I didn't shoot the deputy, though. Take care of yourself, Bob, and stop by if you're in the neighborhood. Oh, wow. Investigate against foreign tampering. The Jamaican independence referendum. While Prime Minister Norman Manley assures us the referendum is only a formality, foreign meddling is not out of the question. The outbreak of the Opium War. Operations SR Feast. Jamaican referendum has 61.8% chance of passing. Well, that was a way random close one. Jamaica stays in the West Indies. As expected. A Royal Army coup in Laos. Maybe third time is the charm after all. Who knows? Because seriously, though. Oh, these are the only 5, Wait, only 6. That's it? Oh, we cannot advocate for coalition unity anymore. On civil rights, as well concessions to the Dixiecrats. The Dixiecrats' opinion of us in the South is very high. Maintaining our relationship with the different people of America ain't no small task. Great, now Chile is still in its bloodly kind of phase, which is kind of weird. Hold a responsible White House meeting. The Republicans are starting to get pretty popular. They really are. The only ones who technically matter. The Americans could do better than this, though. Okay, let's see. Military Kenyanism, our dues to Hull. Voters will be more receptive to internationalism. Huh, our dues to Hull. What is that supposed to mean? Former Secretary of State Cordell Hull stands among the great American politicians of a past generation. His acumen in managing the Byzantine works of foreign policy, or the firm world stage, more germane to the president's purpose of Secretary Hull, for benefit of all mankind, political power 50, and voters will be more receptive to internationalism. Hey, that's not half bad. We're already in October of 67, so that's a good plus. But wait, I find it weird how Honduras is basically like the color of poo. It's just really weird. I don't know why, but it's just weird. Wait, hold on just a minute. Why does this part of West Siberia detach from this part, but like West Russian Revolutionary Front? Okay, this is weird. Someone asked me why this is happening. Tempered success. We have plans for the future. Now we have a failed coup. Centuries of history just killed in a single day. Oh, there's our boy right there, Mr. Boris Yeltsin. That's our boy. He's a paternalistic conservative. And we get an earlier version of drunken democracy. You know, I was gonna make the Boris Yeltsin always drinks alcohol joke. You know, I was gonna make that joke regardless. An imperial army coup in Manchuria, a new reality for the crown jewel of the spear. Oh boy, that's not gonna be a good look. The monarchy has now been abolished in Laos. Wow, things are just going bad in the Asian Orient. Northern Democrats' opinion of us is very low. Wait, what should America do first? I like how it's just blunt and just straight to the point. Like, what should America do first? It's just that cut simple. But we do have to do subcommittees upon subcommittees. It's just really weird. And this will declare Northern Democrats' liberal likeness weaker because, like, yep, the Northern Democrats' opinion of us is so low that, who cares? Foreign policy. Let's see. Increase military deployment there. Search and destroy. At least we're starting to fight back now. We're starting to fight back now, so it's gonna be all good, I think. The 16th of November, 1967. Basic civil rights legislation. This act includes strong measures for enforcing the voting rights of black Americans, such as requiring jurisdictions with a history of disfranchisement to seek approval from Attorney General of the United States before making changes to any of their voting laws. This act laid foundation for further social progress. The black community generally agrees and more needs to be done, but they're pleased with what they were able to accomplish. The dance partner. How romantic. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Maybe I'll stop by next... So anyway, this is where I'll stop for now on the 25th of November, 1967. So as you can see, we already passed a compromisable civil rights bill, which is mainly conservative, but hey, at least both segregationists and civil rights movement leaders are happy about it. And we're also making sure that there's open dialogue between both sides. So and we're making sure that local state governors can be able to handle the issue. We'll let the experts handle that because they're the ones voted by the people in their state. So anyway, for any of you Latter-day Saints, Mormons, Catholics, and Protestants out there, hope you like and enjoy this video. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you fellas next time.